If I could sound it up in one word, I'd say intentionality. When you're building out an ecosystem, there has to be a level of intentionality around each of those different areas, because you can give somebody access to capital, like you said, right? But if they don't have the knowledge behind it, then where does that go in 4 or 5 years? Or if you can give people access to a network, but if they don't have no money, then the network really serves no purpose, right? So there's a level of intentionality to make sure that people have a well-rounded kind of source of everything they need in order to truly scale and grow and be an asset to the community. So it's a completely different ball game when you actually come into it with a level of intentionality to it.
Today, we are on Hampton Road, the 757, all the way from KC. We are at Norfolk with Waterside, which is a port city, a historical entrepreneurship and business district. The area we're at right now has a lot of rich history when it comes to Black entrepreneurship. But before we get to that, I'm your boy Zeke Wanganga with Fired Up Studios and City Entrepreneur, all the way from KC to Norfolk. So today, why are we here? So I am meeting with my main man, Stephen Anthony with Anthony Global. He has a phenomenal program called the Uplift Cohort, where they're teaching entrepreneurship when it comes to financing. So come with me, we got more to show you, and let's dive into this episode. So first, we'll pull up to Solar Salon Studios to talk with Stephen Anthony, the founder of Anthony Globals, to talk about their Uplift program here in Virginia Beach. So pull up, let's go take a tour and see what they got going on.
What's up, boss? See you, man. What's good? Good to see you.
Yes, good to see you. Good to see you. Man, thank you for inviting me. This is an awesome space. Where are we right now?
So we are at the location for Syncerely Beautiful. So this is Angie's spot, man. This is a beautiful location. It was perfect for her. We're here to help her continue to improve her and maximize her business.
No, I went through a little bit and kind of studied the space. It's a really dope. It looks like there's a lot of salons in one place.
There is. There's a lot of different concepts like this similar across the country, right? But this was the perfect location for Angie and the way that she wants to kind of move her business forward.
So how long have Angie, like what is her cohort? What year was she?
She was a part of our very first cohort, which is really dope. So she was part of the first cohort that we did out in Virginia Beach. You know, she came to us, she said, hey, listen, I'm still having some challenges there with my business. I really want to figure out how the best way to move it forward.
Yes.
And so Anthony Global, you know, with the work that we're doing with AGH Advisor, we continue to kind of work with our businesses and making sure that we're giving the resources they need to continue to build, man.
Well, this is dope. So when she came to you, what stage was she at in her process? Like what stage, like 2 years in revenue? What was that like? And then
wow, she's been in this business and doing hair and so forth for over 20 years. And so it's a really, really dope thing. And for her, she also specializes in hair loss.
Okay.
And so that's a really big piece for her. And so how do you kind of take that business and move it to the next level? There's a lot of folks that are suffering from those types of challenges, right? And so we got to figure out, like, how do we help Angie kind of move that business to the next level?
Yeah. Well, I mean, Angie, let's go.
Oh, man, for sure.
Sweet. So what is this? Virginia Beach is such a different feeling. This is so dope. I wish you had something like this in KC.
I know, man. So eventually, you know, the idea is to be able to expand this across the country, right? Anthony Global is kind of building out this ecosystem of being able to support businesses in a number of different areas.
Wow. I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, sweet. Wow, we're in the space right now. So who do we have here?
So you have Micah Rivers, who's business development officer
Good to meet you.
with Anthony Global. And then you have Angie here with Syncerely Beautiful.
Great to meet you. We are in your spot.
Thank you so much for coming.
Yeah.
I appreciate having you here.
I mean, Stephen, you've been doing amazing work. It's kind of like awesome to see it in person, just to be in the business itself.
I appreciate that. Absolutely. And this is really the epitome of what it is that we want to build, right?
Yeah.
We want to continue to help support and build businesses like Angie's and making sure that she's on the track to continue to build and really support the community, right?
Yes. I see Micah. I know he's like the boss in Virginia Beach. Give me a little bit buyer and then, you know.
For sure. So Micah is basically my right hand out here, right? At the end of the day with Anthony Global, he's been with the team for 7 years. He's really maintained a huge presence and he's grown to really develop the whole business development, helping businesses like Angie's continue to grow and expand.
Okay, sweet. So now that I don't want to have you, Stephen, but I feel like I want to talk with Mike and Angie here. Let's have a sit down.
Let them shine.
And I'm gonna catch you on the next spot.
Absolutely.
Thank you again. Thank you for sure. Sweet. Let's have a sit down. Yes. So, Angie, I want to start with you. Just give us a little bit of your story, kind of how you started the business and how you got to, Uplift program.
Oh, awesome. So yeah, I have actually been in the hair industry going on 20 years, but I've business transition. I've kind of moved to a couple of different areas. So I had to start over again in the Hampton Roads area. And so building my business was something I kind of felt lost in. I knew my craft, I knew my art form. And so when I heard about Uplift, it was like the perfect opportunity. It's like, how can I create what I do? I like to say my ministry. How do I take my ministry and let the world know about that? And that's kind of where I was lost at. I didn't know, okay, I can do the business, but how do I do the business? I can talk to people, but what do I need to say? And that was kind of what the inspiration is. And I applied, and I actually didn't think I was going to get accepted because my business is a little unique. I do not only hair, but I'm a trichologist, which is someone who specializes in hair loss or specializes with helping people losing their hair. But a lot of people just looked at me as a hairstylist. And so when I did even the interview and the application, they were like, okay, you're a hair salon. And I was like, no, I'm not a hair salon. I'm more than that. And so I was actually really grateful for Uplift because they gave me the opportunity and they kind of said, hey, you probably could do more with your business if you looked at it a certain way. And so through the Uplift program, I was able to not only build a little bit of confidence, although I'm talking right now, I am not a person who likes to talk in front of people. I kind of bring in people into my space. And if you fit there, you stay there. But if you're not part of my space, I kind of am a little bit quieter. But I was challenged. We had to actually do a presentation. We actually had to talk to people and not just sit in the back of the room. And so over the weeks that we were developing, Uplift kind of helped me not only to build my confidence with my business, but kind of get hungry for more. Like, what else could I do? What opportunities, financially, where can you tap into? Business size, what can you develop? And that was kind of one of the things. It was like just a drop in the bucket because it's like, oh my God, there's so much more. This is just the beginning.
No, I think you just summed it all up perfectly. Because if you think about, I think last time I had Steven on the show, like a year ago, I think one thing he said is the difference between working in your business and on your business.
Oh my God,
right?
So true.
So you just like kind of like put in your passion and their strategy comes behind that. So maybe like the actual business.
Correct.
For you, Micah, I know that you are kind of the one who runs this. How do you choose the right people? How do you help them go from just that passion to actually building a business that could actually scale?
Yeah, absolutely. We go through an interview process. You talked a little bit about the application. So after they do the application, we do an interview with them, get a chance to know the business owners, and really understand like what makes their business tick. Like, what are they trying to do? Where are they at now? Where are they trying to go? And how's that kind of fit into the Uplift program? It's kind of a strategy. Some people call it a secret sauce that we put together in terms of, adding the right businesses together. But one of the things that we're trying to build is an ecosystem, right? And so we want to get different types of businesses, different type of personalities in the same room so they can obviously collaborate with one another. Angie did a terrific job of talking about her business and kind of that process that we took her through. And we definitely did. We did come into the thinking, a hair salon, hairstylist, but she actually elaborated on like what actually her business is. And so that really stood out for us. And so we absolutely wanted to make sure we got her into the program. And we're here now with her today because we can stay in touch with those businesses, track them. And obviously, we're working closely with Angie to kind of help her take that next step in her business. So we're very, very excited about it.
See, another thing, I think I was sitting in the graduation today and I saw a lot of entrepreneurs pitching. And I think that on its own is stressful because like as a business owner, you just want to do the business, just want to do the thing. But being able to speak in front of people, for you going to this program, what is something you learn about your business or about yourself you didn't even know that was there before?
To be honest, confidence. I like to be behind the scenes. And so sometimes that's what we get stuck into. Like he said, you're in your business. And so it's just like, I'm just working. But to actually put into words, we had to figure out how to communicate because a lot of times you have those thoughts as a business owner. You're like, what do you not get? This is what I do. And it's like, wait, no, I really don't know what you do. And so we had to figure out not only how to eloquently put it in words, but also have a pitch, like an actual way of saying I'm selling, but I'm not selling. I'm talking, but I'm not telling, and that was the thing that we worked on over the weeks. We had to constantly develop like something that we thought we knew. You dove a little bit deeper into it.
Yeah.
So
I want to ask you this because I know the big thing for me is always the why, right? Why does Angie do this? What is that like? What is that why that makes you do this for 20 years for you?
Yeah. It's always been a passion. I like to tell people know your ministry. So once you find your purpose in life, a lot of times you have to create something that's going to make you happy. 20 years ago, I probably didn't think I was going to still be doing hair. I think I still have some good years left in me and everything. But to be honest, I found that a lot of people did not, and I'm going to take it back, specifically Black and brown people, did not care for their hair. And so that's been my passion. I educate people. I show people what to do when it comes from it. Because as I was growing up, that was the way that I expressed myself. And so I learned to take my passion and put it into other people. And so I like to find something that you like about yourself and I make you love it. But I also feel like for me, hair talks. And so my company vision, it says, let your hair speak to me. So when they're in my chair, I'm kind of just showing them the things that their hair is talking to me about. So 20 years from now, I hope I can actually put that passion into other people. And that's actually something I did learn is that, you find that one source and how can you make it grow? And so now I'm kind of opening up my mindset to what other things that I can do beyond just being behind the chair that will keep my legacy, because that's the point. Why else do we have our own businesses? It's not to sleep because, you're never going to sleep. But you definitely want to have something that you're leaving behind. And for me, that's my hair, my story.
And you said it perfectly, because I believe as entrepreneurs, it's always that why, because it gets rough, it gets tough. Sometimes you don't want to do it, but it's always that one person that comes in like, man, that's who I do this for, which I'm going to come back to, because I know you have a great story on being in the beauty industry. I know you have great stories. Mike, I want to ask you this, because I know that's something that AJ Global, Anthony Global is really good at. It's creating an ecosystem, right, where everything supports each other. How do you make sure and keep in touch with businesses that have gone through the cohort and make sure that they are actually benefiting from resources that are around?
Yeah, absolutely. Big thing with Anthony Global is uplifting and transforming communities. And so the ecosystem that we've been able to kind of create in the city of Virginia Beach, well, really the Hampton Roads region, is through the Uplift program. And obviously, once those graduates complete the program, they get into the Uplift Alumni Association, which we're very excited about, and seeing that development of that. And so right now, I'd probably say we have about close to 50 businesses that are in that association. But the three pillars that our program is based off of is financial, social, and knowledge capital. And so we want to make sure that those individuals keep those pillars in mind, but also are able to collaborate with all the other alumni who have come through the program, been exposed to the same, information that they received, the resources that they have, and now be able to work together and maximize all of that together and really kind of drive, community wealth, which is what we're looking for. So it's really kind of how we keep in touch. And then obviously we track them through surveys every 6 months for their data. But it's been a really good development so far.
No, I think the alumni program in any, even universities or any cohort is especially more important, because who better to tell you how to walk through it? That's someone who's already walked through it, right? Say, I've been there, I've done it. I can help you get you much faster. So Angie, kind of closing it out.
Yeah.
Tell me a story or something that happened that made you say, I'm feeling down today. I don't know if I want to do this, but this is why I do it.
Well, we were chatting earlier, so I guess that story actually does resonate with the question that you asked. And I'm be honest, this is a little sad day for me today.
Yeah.
Somebody asked me earlier this morning, how was I doing? And I said, I actually did have an emotional breakdown with the decision that was made by our country.
Right.
And I don't like to get into politics, but I actually did get very emotional about that decision. And I did question not only the decision that was made, but also, why am I doing this? And the timing of that question that you just asked, because I did say, well, what am I doing this for? It may not actually still survive tomorrow. It may not actually do this. So the timing of that was something else. But my client that came in today, I made the statement that her daughter was rewarding her. She's turning 70 and she is losing her hair, but she had not taken care of herself for some time. She put wigs on. She, probably kept her hair in plaits, things like that. But her daughter was like, you deserve it, Mom. And she didn't even know what she was coming in for. And so long story short, we ended up doing a makeover. And, she had not seen herself look the way that I made her look today. And it was just a reminder, because as she sat in that chair and she, we were talking and we have conversations, we call them therapy sessions in here. So as we're having our therapy session, she's, just telling me her stories and her head is down and everything like that. And she just, glanced up every once in a while. But the confidence that I saw, the more her hair came back, the more it filled in, it was an enhancement of who she used to be. And she sat up and she looked in the mirror and she's smiling and everything like that. And it was almost like, it's okay. You are beautiful. You can smile at yourself, And it was just funny because it's like it reminded me of why I do this, to bring that inner confidence outside for somebody who may not have had it in a while, and just having that self-confidence again, feeling beautiful, taking somebody, because I tell them it's more than just about hair for me. It's about that feeling. It's about that emotion. It's about that connection. And sometimes people don't even realize how much they let go of themselves until they look in that mirror and they realize what they might have lost.
Wow. That's powerful. That's a mythy statement that no one can take away from you. But that is so powerful. I mean, I agree with you. It's like, for me, you feel good, you look good, and you're ready to conquer the world. That's kind of how I see it, right?
Yeah.
Your business is definitely important because, especially with the hair loss side, which I think there's more details to that, which we'll come back to some other time.
Yeah.
But thank you so much, Angie.
I appreciate you telling my story.
This is amazing to be able to come here, and then hopefully we can have more conversations in the future. And Mike, amazing work you're doing in Virginia Beach, exciting stuff, and looking forward to more of it. So thank you.
Thank you.